I could hear was Maddie laughing.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, so so here's the deal. That's echoing. I dropped my computer in the water the other day, and maybe it messed up the speaker. Is it echoing on your end?
It's not bad. No.
It's not bad, no.
Oh, good. Just I hear it. Okay, then. Okay, so yeah, I dropped my computer in the rain, and I think that it might have zapped something, and it looked like maybe it zapped my speakers. All right, we're just gonna roll with it. So as long as you can hear me and it doesn't sound super weird, we'll just go ahead. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So all that is left is we're gonna look at we're gonna look at the and 2 pages in the chapter packet. All right, so we'll just briefly look at the 1980s. We'll do the 1980s in the packet. Let's see. All right, number 1 says the election of Reagan in 1980 led to this type of change in the governing policies of the nation. What is that referencing? Oh. All right, so Reagan's Republican, so he went to more of a conservative shift. So that's what I want you to put. More of a conservative shift in governing. All right, number 2, this was the term used to describe the way in which President Reagan related to the media and the public. And he was called the great communicator. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that he was an actor when he was younger. And so a lot of people think that had a lot to do with his speaking skills, but he was known as the great communicator. He did an awesome job of relating to the people. And that's also how he met his second wife. It's a little Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie kind of situation, because he was married doing a movie with Nancy, who was his second wife, and he ends up leaving his first wife and marrying Nancy, who he was doing a movie with. So that's, I mean, she's a fabulous first lady, though. You can't hold that grudge against her, because she is a super smart woman, and she is best known for the don't do drugs campaign of the 1980s, which leads to what we have now with the CARE program in second grade and what is it, DARE, fifth grade?
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah. So all of her efforts in the 80s have turned into what we still have today. Number 3, this was the economic plan promoted by Reagan, which lowered taxes to increase economic development, and it's called Reaganomics. Named it after him, Reaganomics. Number 4, this term was used to describe that economic plan, and they call it supply side economics. And the idea of it is that you cut spending for big business, and if you cut spending, that frees up money, and if you free up money, then they might open up more jobs. If they open up more jobs, people have paychecks. People have paychecks to go out and spend, and the idea is that it'll circle around and get our economic roller coaster going again. Let's see. Number 5, who was the evil empire that Reagan referred to? And it's talking about the Soviet Union. You can call them Soviet Union. You can call them the USSR. They don't go back to being called Russia until the 1990s. And then number 6, name the scandal under Reagan that involved the sale of weapons to Iran in order to support anti-communist forces in Nicaragua. And it's the Iranian-Contra scandal. And it should be in the page of notes that are titled the 1980s. It's the Iranian-Contra scandal. Number 7, this term describes how the overall average age of Americans is increasing, and it's called the graying of America, like the actual color gray. Graying of America. Talking about how we're in that pyramid of age, that we're getting ready to be top heavy, where we have more Americans that are older than we do that are younger. Because if you think about it today, and that's one reason why we do the census, because we're trying to figure out our population and how many kids people have. And we realize that most families, 1 to 2 kids, to where before it was not uncommon to see families that have 4, 5, 6 kids. Okay. Number 8, this disease became a major social concern in the 80s, and we said, when we talked about it the other day, that's kind of paying the price of the hippie generation and that free love and sex, drugs, and rock and roll, but it's the AIDS epidemic. So AIDS epidemic, and number 9, who became president in 1988 after Reagan. So Reagan is a 2-term president, and then 88, George Bush Sr. will win the 1988 election. So that's who we're asking about. So George Herbert Bush, George H. Bush, he is a 1-term president, and he kind of does that to himself. He shoots himself in the foot because he makes the biggest mistake. And you know how a lot of politicians, you get kind of frustrated because you feel like they're being very, what's the word for it? Vague about stuff. They're not being very specific about what their plan is. And that's a good thing, because if you make promises, you better be willing to keep those promises. Well, Bush makes the mistake of making a very big promise, because the famous quote that will haunt his family forever is, "No new taxes." He says, "Read my lips, no new taxes." Well, guess what happens when they realize they are going to have to push through new taxes because the economy starts to dive down again? Are Americans going to remember that promise? Yes. Are they going to be mad that he didn't stick to his promise? Yes, they're going to be mad about that. So that's actually going to cost him the 92 election. Not just that, but that is one of a couple of things. All right, number 10, what began to collapse all around Europe in the year 1989, and it is communism. So communism starts to collapse It collapses in Russia. It collapses in that's terrible, I'm blanking. It starts to collapse in a few other countries in Europe. We see the break apart of some countries, like Czechoslovakia is now the Czech Republic and Hungary. So it collapses in several countries in not just Europe, but also in South America and Russia. And number 11, name the United Nations action in which the U.S. fought in 1991. And this is another thing that got Bush in trouble because people, again, we don't get excited about being involved in wars, and it's talking about the Persian Gulf. So the Gulf War happens and breaks out in 91. It's going to be brief, quick, short, and a lot of people say that 9/11 happened because we didn't take strong enough action in 91, that if we had gone after Osama bin Laden and Saddam Hussein then, could we have prevented 9/11? We don't know. That's playing the what if game. Food for thought. Okay. So the rest of the review packet is just if you want to do it. You don't have to because we didn't really make it to those last couple of pages. I know I said this the other day. I'm going to go ahead and post those notes and post videos and we talk about some extra stuff. Totally up to you at this point if you want to look at that stuff or not. Let's go ahead and go to your packet. We'll finish your packet. And then if you have any questions about anything, I didn't get into PowerSchool like I was hoping this week because I've had to help at school with some more senior stuff. But I'm not done. I still have 2 weeks left, and next week will be dedicated to doing lot of grading. So you should start see a lot of stuff being thrown into PowerSchool. I'll still be checking emails and messages, so just hit me if you need me. All right, so what we have left is the timeline is just something fun. You can check out that little rock and roll timeline. But we're going to look at the reteaching activity and then the battle of the sexes. Let's do the reteaching activity first, the one that says politics of protest. All right, so it gives you 6 organizations, and it gives you some information, and then you just kind of fill in the blank. So it says protest movements grew during the 1960s. Students, farm workers, women, Native Americans, African Americans, Latino Americans all petitioned for their rights. And I thought this would be good because we spend a lot of time focusing more on African Americans than we do looking at other minorities. All right, so the first one's done for us, so we're going to skip to number 2. This organization by Betty Friedan is NOW, and you could just put the initials, NOW. We know that that's the National Organization of Women. The targeted group are feminists. And then what it wants you to do in the achievement box is it wants you to put, 1 or 2 things that this group was able to get done. So one thing that would go in there is Roe versus Wade. Betty Friedan, NOW, and feminists all pushed really hard to get Roe versus Wade passed. That happens in 1973. And then you could also add career opportunities. Career and educational opportunities. You see those things start to open up a lot more. All right, number 3 says the leader is Phyllis Schlafly, and she is actually one of the women that pushed to stop the ERA, and that's actually what the organization is called. The organization is called Stop ERA. So the ERA is talking about the Equal Rights Amendment, and this did not get passed. The targeted group is men and women. It's a mixture. It is men and women. And they did accomplish their goal because under achievement put, they defeated the ERA. They did not get the votes. It did not pass. Now, it is a huge possibility that we could see this happen in our time, that we could see this be brought back up and actually see it changed. We still see women fighting for equal rights in every arena. But again, if we're willing to say we want to be seen as equals, we have to be ready to be seen as equals in every position that men have to be put in. So, number 4, Tom Hayden. We never talked about who this guy is, but we've talked about the organization. So for the organization, put SDS. SDS, Students for a Democratic Society. So for target, we're going to put student and young American. Alrighty, for achievements, I don't know if you can say these are achievements, but these are things that they did. Protested the Vietnam War, changed values for Americans, and you can definitely put the 26th Amendment, changing the voting age. That's a big one. All right, number 5, organization is the United Farm Workers. So you should put Cesar Chavez for that one. And his targeted group are Mexican American farm workers. And for achievements, we can put raised wages and improved working conditions. All right, last but not least, we've got the La Raza Unida. And for the leader, you can put Jose Angel. And the targeted group is Latino American. And for achievements, they organize voter registration and push for economic and political equality. All right, let's take just a minute to look at the story really quick before we stop. I think this is a fascinating story. So it's called Battle of the Sexes because, again, that's what 60s and 70s is the feminist movement really getting going. But this is in reference to sport, and I don't think I've talked about it in my videos yet, but it is talking about Title IX. It is talking about how it is illegal for schools when it comes to sporting events to stop a guy or a girl from being able to join a sport, and the reason be based on gender. Okay, so We'll do this really quick. We'll answer the questions, and we'll be done. All right, so it says, in the 1973, it was 1973, and 30,472 people packed the Houston Astrodome, the most ever assembled to watch a tennis match. Millions more around the world watched on television. The match, billed as the Battle of the Sexes, pitted former Wilmington, anyway, champion Bobby Riggs against the number 2 female player in the world, Bobby Jean King. A self-proclaimed male chauvinist pig, Riggs declared that women belong in the kitchen and bedroom, not on the playing field. To prove his point, he claimed that at age 55, he could beat any female player. King, then 29, knew she had to play him. This match was not about tennis, it was about social change. Women were not yet accepted as athletes. Title IX had just passed, which banned gender discrimination in educational programs, including sport, but equal opportunity was not reality. Women pros were mostly overlooked. Even top women players could not earn a living. And in 1967, King ranked number 1, earning a mere $7,000. In some tournaments, men were making 8 times as much as women. What female athletes needed was media attention, a chance to show their talent to a skeptical world, and the stakes were high. If King lost, the women's movement would lose too. It was a circus atmosphere. Bobby entered the stadium in a rickshaw pulled by scantily clad women, and Billy arrived on an Egyptian litter carried by bare-chested men. The hype over serious tennis began. King whipped Riggs without losing a set. Everywhere women celebrated. Men, having lost bets to their wives, washed dishes. Women today enjoy a wide range of athletic opportunities, thanks in large part to the efforts of Billie Jean King, both then and now. The 1973 match showed more than women's athletic prowess, it showed their remarkability. After the match, the popularity of tennis soared. And on this wave of support, King and others launched the Women's Sports Foundation and Women's Sports and Fitness magazine. They also gained much needed interest in the fledgling all-women's Virginia Slims tournament. By going out on their own, apart from men's tennis, the women proved their value as entertainers. Female professional athletes can now earn a living at their sport. Today, the Women's Tennis Tour has 54 tournaments and prize money totaling $52 million. Many top women athletes are household names and earn endorsement money as well as winning. The match propelled King into the spotlight as a role model and advocated for Title IX and equal opportunity. In 1971, 1 in 27 girls participated in high school sports. By 1997, the figure was 1 in 3. King reports that people still come up to her and say, "Thank you for what you did for my daughter." King and Riggs became friends after the match. Shortly before Riggs lost his battle with cancer in 1995, he spoke with King. "We really did it, didn't we, Billy? We made a difference." "Yes, Bobby, I think we did." All right, number 1 says, what do you think the tennis match proved? Well, it all comes down to the fact that it doesn't matter your gender. Everybody is talented, right? It doesn't matter whether you're a guy or a girl. We all have talent. We all have skill. And then 2, how did this match promote social change? Well, it just proved that. It proved that it doesn't matter what your gender is. We all should be able to have the opportunity, whether it is sports, whether it's a job, whether it's politics. It should not matter gender when it comes down to ability and skill. Because we know even today that there's categories. You know, if she's a girl, she can't do this. If he's a guy, then he can't do this. But Title IX says if Max really wants to play volleyball, Title IX says he can. He wants to rock those shorts. You rock them. Okay, all right. Well, that is it. We are finished. And like I said, next week I'll be working on grades and stuff. So if you think of anything, throw it at me, and I'll get back with you.
Okay.
You good?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let's break. Call it a day.
Yep. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You're welcome. My daughter's gonna go to a Zoom meeting, so I'll have to go.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye.